well, the hand of history right now is on Britain and it's on Northern Europe. And today, seeing those scenes, we woke up this morning and I wept to see those scenes in Calais, that inhuman, disgraceful display of armed fascist police going in and bulldozing the shelters of the poorest in our lands. And the reporter saying the women and the children have been gathered over there and the men are surrounding them. And you think of the absolute horror of what's about to happen. And nobody in the news team, I'm a journalist, I come from this world. The question I was shouting is, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? Get somebody from one of these organisations to just tell me, where are they going to go? Because the news agenda isn't actually interested in that part of the story. Because they're finding these dramatic scenes quite sexy, quite exciting. You can see them having this vicarious thrill. The same as when they get to name things daisy cutters and, the F-16s and the G-28s and the bombing of this and this particular bomb. They get a thrill out of it. It's a sickness within the media world that these dramatic kinds of scenes are good for business. It's a good news day in Sky and BBC and all the broadcasters' newsrooms when things like this happen. But that sickness does not have to travel through the screens into our hearts. We do not have to become Katie Hopkins, okay? God forbid, that we go down that route. I mean, I was reading, I don't know why I do this to myself, but Daily Mail comments and some of the writings about what was happening in Calais. I think I do it to we do it to fire ourselves up. We're like, okay, this is the battleground. And by battleground, I mean this is the hearts and minds that we have to change or at least affect. And people were saying things like, oh, if they're already in boxes, that's a good way to parcel them up and send them back to the slums that they come from. If they're in these metal containers, great, all the better to sink them in the sea. And you think, these cannot be my neighbours. These cannot be the people whose grandparents, like mine and yours, remember fighting fascists in order to live in a better world, that image. I just wanted to say that what's going on now in Europe is the horror of our lifetime. We will be judged by future generations on how we cope with this disaster on our shores right now. Let us remember that tonight, hundreds of thousands of men, women and children are sleeping in forests, by roadsides, and under plastic sheeting in Europe. A Europe that I don't recognise from my youth, from the politicians of my youth who wouldn't waste their time focusing all the time on austerity. Here they had a vision. We had people of vision. So I just pray to God that we here have vision and we don't go down the Dane Pack route, by the way, of having refugees arrive and then stripping them of their values. My sister in humanity here will remember how the fascists of Europe did that before, pulling the gold teeth out of people and taking the gold rings off the dead to pay for their torture, to pay for their inhumane treatment. And we do not back this, and we do not support this, and we will not support it, God willing. And I just want to end with saying, that in the UK, we need to work together more. We are here to fight for refugees and against racism, and there are too few Muslims here. And I'll tell you why I believe that is. It's not a lack of will, it's a lack of confidence. Why have I been invisible to my fellow activists for 5 years since coming to Islam? Because I lost my confidence around white people. I've got to be honest. My husband knows I find it hard to come out of the Muslim community now. And there are red lines even with my own children who are right reverts to Islam. I found myself in the last 4 months saying things like, don't speak about Palestine at school. Don't express political views at school. This is the Booth family, right? This is what we do. We're annoying. We speak out about things. My dad is one of the best activists of his generation. If you know him, God protect him. But to tell my children, you don't have a right to have political views in public anymore. This is a problem for us all. And I ask God to remove the Tories and replace them with excellent, hard-working refugees.